This is hilarious. The only part last night I enjoyed was when they were showing people get arrested, because at least we saw real handcuffs for the first time this week. Although we're all going to feel dumb when we find out AOC really did get handcuffed by the invisible guy Biden's been shaking hands with.
People that say that they were let in, and you don't hear anything about that.
Dude, there are people that were there, let in, okay, walking around in Chewbacca bikinis. That
was me.
Yo, they are still in jail right now.
Dude, like, are you sure that
reminds me of that hat, the water buffalo hat from the Flintstones? You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Happen at Hochul rallies because the audience stabs themselves. Like, more mask mandate for little kids. You know what I mean? They just can't take it anymore. But this guy better watch it, because if you keep attacking the speaker, they'll give you an Oscar in Hollywood. Yeah. You got to remember that. But this, and again, we have obviously an environment of lawlessness that's the fallout from 2 years of defunding police. And we're wildly underfunding mental health. You know what I mean? Somebody said today in our radio meeting, they're like, well, they should just get a building and put all the mentally ill people in it. I'm like, they tried that with The View. It didn't work. You know what I mean?
Oh, some red meat. The House revealed President Biden tested positive for COVID and will work from isolation. Well, I guess we can breathe easy, said little girls everywhere. Good. But Joe is expected to be okay, according to his physician, noted NASA scientist and cardiothoracic surgeon Jill Biden.
You know.
Sorry. Dr. Jill Biden.
Oh, excuse me.
This week, the First Lady also complained about her husband's dismal approval ratings, blaming the Ukraine crisis, inflation, and gas prices. I guess it's easier to pass the buck now that it's only worth 65 cents.
Hey.
A new national hotline allows you to dial 988 if you're having a mental health emergency. If you're having an OCD emergency, simply dial 12345 12345 12345.
That's funny.
Harris's longest-serving aides resigned this week after being with her for 6 years, or as they call that in California, a life sentence. That's a great joke. Kamala's staff has more chaotic departures than an Afghani airport. How come I didn't see these jokes? These are good. This week, the Army cut its projected force size, noting that many potential recruits are too overweight to qualify. Although they're perfect for the new elite unit of obese paratroopers, who will be dropped directly on the enemy. Starbucks CEO Howard Schultz is blaming liberal policies for recent attacks on store employees, although it could also be due in part to their newest latte flavor, a salted caramel. I don't know if you had to spell it out. Kind of ruin. Doesn't it ruin the joke if you spell it out?
Like
oh, it's assaulted. I get it now. Says your slow uncle. I gotta tell you this joke. It's a salted caramel, but it's spelled ASSAULTED. You gotta keep it now. A dance school in the UK says it will no longer have auditions because they're rooted in white supremacy. And I knew this story was bogus when I saw the words white and dancing. A New York man was released without bail just hours after attacking gubernatorial candidate Lee Zeldin. Once free, the man thanked Governor Kathy Hochul for a second chance to kill Lee Zeldin. That's good. A new report reveals that most food companies pick expiration dates based not on when their product actually goes bad, but when it merely stops tasting good. Which means if you work at Olive Garden, is always today. Organizations that manage Quidditch, the sport from Harry Potter, are changing the name to Quad Ball to distance themselves from J.K. Rowling and her so-called anti-trans comments. In other sports news, Hacky Sack will be known as Don't Let the Yarn Scrotum Touch the Ground.